Good morning, dear students, and welcome to our analytic class. Today I am going to discuss the question answers and the word meanings and also some other exercises of the chapter that we did in our earlier classes. First of all, I would just like to give a quick review of the chapter. The chapter name was Buying an Elephant by Jules Verne. Jules Verne, children, I had told you that he was a French writer and he had written many plays and novels and got the fame through this around the world in 80 days only. And Buying an Elephant is an extract from his novel or his play Around the World in 80 Days. In this, the center character is Mr. Fogg, who is a perfectionist, and he goes on a trip all over the world, covering all the world, with his valet Passepartout and Sir Francis. And the story begins when they reach India. And how it goes is that they reach India and they were actually told that India has all railway everywhere and so they can travel very easily. But at some point of time they have to get down, then cross 50 miles and reach to Allahabad, and from Allahabad they would be taking another train that will take them to Calcutta. From there they will take a steamer and reach Hong Kong and further. But here we just have that portion where they get down and they come to know that there is no rail line further. And then how they arrange this animal elephant, how much bargain or how much they have to deal with that person, how that farmer agrees to give it for finally for 2,000 pounds. He begins with 1,000, then he begins with 10 pounds an hour, then 20, then 40, then 80, but then finally he decides that he would buy the elephant because he has to reach Allahabad in time so that he can win his bet of pound to 20,000. So what he decides is that he decides to buy the elephant so that they can reach faster. So he initiates with 1,000 but finally buys it for 2,000 and they begin their journey. This is where our chapter finishes. And I promised you that I will tell you, and I hope I asked you also to read the novel. I hope some of you did. And I promised you that I will tell you that whether they reached in time or not. So children, they had to face many difficulties, many ups and downs happened, and they missed one or two steamers also. Then other ways they had to take and reach. And yes, Mr. Fogg could reach, and he reached on 79th day only, which he did not realize, but he did reach. And then he won the bet. So that bet was quite important for him. Anyway, as I have sent one PDF also, in that PDF, in the beginning, we have given you around 25 words, which are 23 hard words with meanings. These 23 hard words, children, these are given to you to enhance your vocabulary. You are familiar with these words, but when you read it, it actually gets imprinted in your mind. So I would really like that you read each word and understand its meaning so that it stays, whenever next you have to use it, it stays in your mind. And let us first of all deal with the exercises given at the back of the chapter. The first exercise given is the complete the sentences. The train stopped because. Now we are so well aware of the chapter, so we know that this sentence is from the beginning. It says the train stopped because. Why did it stop? Because there was no railway further. So you can write here because there was no railway further. The passengers had to find transport to do what? To reach Allahabad. They had to find another means of transport than railway to reach Allahabad. Mr. Fogg couldn't find any transport and said that he was so determined, I had explained, he was so determined to reach to Allahabad in time, so he had decided to go on foot. That he would go on foot, he would walk till Allahabad. Passepartout suggested that they travel by elephant. He had suggested because he had seen a man at I think around 100 feet away, he had seen a man with an elephant. So he suggested that we should travel by an elephant. The owner of the elephant wanted what? Wanted more money. There were dash people on the elephant. How many people travelled? That was Sir Francis, Passepartout, Mr. Fogg and the driver, the guide they had hired. So 4 people were on the elephant and they were going to Allahabad. This portion is clear right now. Before I go to question answer part, children, in second section in your PDF that I have sent, we have discussed extracts. Now extracts, children, are the portions or the lines taken from the story only, and we believe that you know the story, and so certain questions are asked. If you have observed, the very first question asked is to name the lesson and its writer. Name the lesson and the writer. So what you have to learn for each chapter is the name of the lesson and the name of the writer. So there you gain 2 marks or 1 mark. That is for sure. Then comes small answer questions. Now see, name the characters of the story travelling on the train. Now characters of the story, there are many people travelling on the train. What we are concerned is the characters of the story travelling on the train. Now Mr. Fogg along with Passepartout and Sir Francis Cromarty were travelling on the train. See, these are related to your literature text. Why was conductor asking the passengers to get down? Why did he ask? Because there was no rail line further, so they all had to get down. What time did the train arrive? The very first line says that it arrived at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now second extract, he returned almost immediately crying, "Sure, there is no more railways." Name the lesson and the writer. Then second question, who is he and Sir in above lines? So he returned almost immediately. He returned. Who's he here? You know the story. So you know he is referring to valet Passepartout. So he refers to Passepartout and Sir refers to Mr. Fogg. To whom will he call Sir? His master. And who was his master? Sir Mr. Fogg was his master. What does he mean when he said that there is no more railways? When he said there is no more railways, it meant that the railway line on which the train was running, finished here. Where were they planning to go? They were planning to go to Calcutta. Mr. Fogg, this delay will ruin you. Name the lesson and the writer. The name of the lesson is Buying an Elephant and the writer is Jules Verne. Who is the speaker of these lines? Now, for knowing all these answers, you actually need to know the lesson. And I explained this line especially in that chapter when I was explaining the chapter. So Sir Francis Cromarty is the speaker of these lines. How is delay going to ruin Mr. Fogg? The delay was going to ruin Mr. Fogg, according to Mr. Francis, as he had to reach back to London in time. For that he had pound 20,000 at stake. So if he doesn't reach in time, he is going to be ruined. Why? Because he is going to lose 20,000 pounds, which was half of his fortune. Then we have the fourth one. It was a half-tamed animal. Which animal we are talking? See, who is the owner of the animal? The Indian villager was the owner of the animal. Which animal is talked about? The elephant. Now, what was the animal tamed for? The animal actually was tamed for to be a fighting animal and not the person who carries load. He was trained to be a fighting animal or to work in the circus. Now see, I also gave you one word answer. Which animal is being talked about? An elephant. So you could have written an elephant. But now students, we have grown up. So we cannot give one word answer only. We have to write the full sentence as an answer. Especially when we have very short answers. So don't forget, you cannot write one word answer. You are not a small child. You are not a child of class 2nd or 3rd who can give one word answer. But now you are grown-ups. So you should know how to build answers. Mr. Fogg decided to buy the elephant. Why did Mr. Fogg want to buy the elephant? Mr. Fogg wanted to buy the elephant so that they could reach Allahabad in time. How much did he offer? He had offered 1,000 pounds to the villager, but the villager finally agreed on pound 2,000. How much did the owner sell the elephant for? The owner sold the elephant for pound 2,000. Then comes your question answer part. Now see, in your book only 7 question answers are given. But we have given you 15 question answers. 10 short and 5 long answers. So children, we have made extra questions for you so that it covers the whole story. So the first question that I gave you was, explain why Mr. Fogg needed to get to Calcutta. Mr. Fogg needed to get to Calcutta because he had to catch a steamship that was leaving for Hong Kong in 2 days. So he had to reach Calcutta in 2 days because there was a steamship waiting by which he had to travel to Hong Kong because he had to complete his journey throughout the world. Which is the city closest to the place where the train had stopped? Allahabad was the closest city to the place where the train had stopped. It was just 50 miles away. Name the Indian cities through which Mr. Fogg travelled. Mr. Fogg travelled, as we know. I am giving the names of the cities as we know through the chapter. We don't know which all cities he went because from the place he was, he had 50 miles and then he reached Allahabad. So there might be some other places in between. So he had reached Mumbai, Bombay. Now it is called Mumbai. That time it was called Bombay. And from Bombay to this place and from this place to Allahabad, many places must have come. But I am just talking about the places which are referred to in the story. Mr. Fogg travelled through many cities in India. Mainly through Bombay, now Mumbai, to Allahabad and from there to Calcutta, which is now Kolkata. Now all that was needed to find a guide. That was a lot easier than obtaining the elephant. Why do you think it was easier to find a guide than obtaining an elephant? It was easier to find a guide than to obtain an elephant because there were more guides available and the elephants were becoming very rare in India. So it was rare and the villager was not ready to sell. So they had to have a very great fight with the villager to get the elephant. So it was really difficult for them to get that animal. Rather, it was easy to get the guide because the man himself offered that I will guide you. So there was no problem. How did Sir Francis Cromarty, Passepartout and Fogg react when they learned that the railway line was incomplete? Now all three reacted in a different way. I had explained that also. Sir Francis was very angry and Passepartout wanted to knock the conductor down. On the other hand, Mr. Fogg was calm and wanted to find out what other means of transport was available there. Actually, an intelligent person or a person with stable intelligence thinks like that. and Mr. Fogg was an intelligent person. He was a calculative person. So other two got very angry. Mr. Francis was very upset, and Passepartout was extremely angry that he wanted to knock down the conductor. You remember? But Mr. Fogg, he was calm. He said, all right, now this is done. We can't undo what is done. Now it finishes here. No, we can't change that. What we have to change is, we have to find a new way. How to come out of the situation. You face a situation, fine. Instead of getting disturbed by the situation, we have to learn, or we have to find the ways how to come out of that situation. That is more important. Why did the passengers of the train not make a fuss at the stopping of the train? Now, why didn't other passengers make a fuss? Because the other passengers knew that it was the last station of the train and they all had to find a transport to Allahabad. So they quickly got off and went in search of other means of transport. Now they did not make a fuss because they were aware of the fact that the railway line finishes. Maybe they were regular travellers. So they got down, they searched other means of transport and they went on. Why do you think Mr. Fogg wasn't angry or worried about the delay? Whereas Sir Francis was quite worried, but he was not worried. Why? Mr. Fogg wasn't angry or worried about the delay because he was prepared for it. He was prepared that when you take long journeys, something or the other crops up which might create delays. He had expected a delay at some point of journey and had prepared himself, keeping 2 extra days which he could afford to use. So he was that calculative, or he could foresee that this trouble might come at some point or the other. Why was it difficult for Mr. Fogg to persuade the owner of the elephant to lend or sell the animal? It was difficult for Mr. Fogg to persuade the owner of the elephant to lend or sell him the animal because elephants were very expensive in India, especially the males, as they were always needed for circus. They were first of all becoming very rare. Secondly, they were in demand, in great demand. So that is why they were very expensive, and that is the reason Mr. Fogg found it very difficult to buy it from the owner. Passepartout would have liked to knock the conductor down. What do the words convey? Anger or happiness? Justify your answer. Now, knocking somebody down, I have given you in word meanings also. That knocking, it is given in the chapter itself. Knocking, knock down. If you knock down someone, you hit him so that they fall to ground. So what does it convey? Anger or happiness? The words clearly convey the anger of Passepartout. He was angry because he was feeling that their plan to reach Calcutta on time will be ruined, and that might lead to failure of his master, Mr. Fogg. So why was he bothered? He was bothered because this can lead to, or could lead to, the failure of his master, which was not acceptable to him because he was a loyal servant of Mr. Fogg. So he was very anxious, over anxious and over angry because of that. How many hours did it take them to reach Allahabad? Now he said when he was calculating Passepartout that my master is increasing the money time and again. So he knew that it is going to take 15 hours to reach Allahabad. So from there we know that it would take them 15 hours. Now we come to the long questions. What do you learn about Phileas Fogg in this story? Describe him in your words. Now Phileas Fogg is the center character of the story. Phileas Fogg was a very practical and calm person who was never faced or discouraged by a crisis. He was clearly an experienced traveler because he knew and expected delays. He had a positive outlook. He was not angry about situations. He had a positive outlook. Positive outlook means to look for something which is better, to come out of the situation. He knew that we have to come out of the situation, and was determined. Determined because if he did not get any mean of transport, he was determined that he can go by foot also. But he had to reach. That much was sure. He did not lose his heart. He did not stop. He was adventurous as he was willing to travel even by an elephant in the hour of need. So he was ready, he was adventurous. Why? Because he was ready to travel even by an elephant. He was also very resourceful as he managed to find everything he needed to get to Calcutta under all circumstances. Under all circumstances, under all negative circumstances also, he was ready. He said, no problem. I would go by an elephant also. Or if I don't get any means of transport, I will go on foot. But I will reach Calcutta. His determination, his positive outlook, I think you have understood. Why does Sir Francis say that the delay will ruin Mr. Fogg? Sir Francis said that the delay would ruin Mr. Fogg because he knew that delay would mean that Mr. Fogg will not be able to catch the connecting steamer going to Hong Kong from Calcutta, and that in turn would delay his landing in England in time, which would mean that he will lose the bet and would cost him £20,000. £20,000 was a very big amount for him because that was equivalent to his half of his watching. So it was an important thing. So if the delay is there, he knew that the sequence would break and they would be late in reaching London. What preparations were made for the journey to Allahabad? Now what preparation did he make? As the next train connection to Calcutta was from Allahabad, they decided to go there. Mr. Fogg was even ready to go on foot, but after being persuaded by Passepartout, they bought an elephant from an Indian in the nearby village. And they also took a young Indian as their guide. They also bought all necessary food items. Thus, all three of them were set to take a journey to Allahabad with the Indian guide. So what all did they do? They first of all, because there was no rail line, they bought the elephant with great trouble. Then they hired a guide, which would guide them the way, of course, because they were new to India and especially new to that place. So they hired a guide, and they also bought some eatables to be consumed on the way, because it was a long journey and they were coming also from Bombay, so it was a long journey. So they bought something to eat also. Why did they think that the train went all the way from Bombay to Calcutta? Now they were given the impression that there is a railway line all through. Why? Because there was an article in the newspaper. They thought that the train went all the way from Bombay to Calcutta because the newspapers in England had reported that the whole rail line was already laid in India, which connected many cities of India. Also, there had been sold train tickets from Bombay to Calcutta. First reason was that there was a news article in the newspaper that their railway line has been laid down. And secondly, when they came to Mumbai, they were sold the ticket from Bombay to Calcutta. From Mumbai to Kolkata, the train ticket was given. So they were very sure that this train would take them straight to Calcutta. How much did Mr. Fogg pay for the elephant? He initiated by paying £10, then rose to £20, then to 40, but the Indian owner did not accept his offer. The animal was to be used for 15 hours, thus was costing quite high. As the rate was increasing and they had to use it for 15 hours, so rate was going up. So then Mr. Fogg decided that he would buy that. He offered £1,000 to begin, but finally paid pound 2000 to the owner and bought the animal. So these were the 15 question answers which covered the whole of the story, and also the 7 questions given at the back of your book. Now we can come to the vocabulary part. There are 7 fill in the blanks with certain words given on that. Now before we fill in the blanks, we need to understand these words also. We have to know the meaning, otherwise we would not. And many of these I have used in my hard words section. Section 1, you can read from there. Let us do the blanks. The new district railway carried 15,000 dash on its first day. What will it carry? What does a train carry? Passengers. So passengers is number 1. The train is scheduled to depart at 6 o'clock, but I am afraid that there will be a dash of approximately 30 minutes. It is scheduled to depart at 6 o'clock. But when but comes, something contrary is there. You know that this connector but is used for presenting something contrary. So it would mean that there was a delay of approximately 30 minutes. The SS Savannah was the first dash to cross the Atlantic Ocean in 1819. Now it is crossing an Atlantic Ocean. Some means of transport which can cross oceans. What it will be? A steamship. So number 3 is steamship. Although most of the distance was covered by wind power. That's a separate thing. The bus dash hasn't asked me for the fare yet. The bus will ask? No. Who asked for the fare? The conductor. So conductor is number 4. The bus conductor hasn't asked me for the fare yet. I wonder where is he? The unruly horse threw the rider off its dash after every few steps. The unruly horse will throw the rider from the, what do you put on the back? Saddle. So number 5 is saddle. The driver lost control of the dash and it skidded across the road. What will it lose? What will it lose? It will lose the control of the vehicle. So vehicle is number 6. The return dash was terrible. The bus broke down and we had to wait for another one. So the return journey. We say no, that when we were coming back or on a journey back. So the return journey was terrible and the bus broke down and we had to wait for another one. Now these blanks are given where all those words are again used so that you actually understand their meaning and the way they can be used in another sense. So that makes the meaning more clear. That is why the heading vocabulary is given. Now I think the chapter and its analysis is very, very clear to you. So children, read them again. Read the answers, question answers given to you again, and do the short answers and the long answers. The question with the black pen and the answer with the blue pen in your English Literature CW copy. Have a nice time and enjoy your day.